A lot of tourists, so they would, they would, when they walk into a pub initially, sometimes you have to kind of tell them, well, you have to go up to the bar.
That's true.
For them, sometimes it might be a little bit of a mission. Once they get into it, once they're up there at the bar, they have to crack with the barman and whoever else is there.
And when they do go to the bar, they get a pint of Guinness and they walk away with it when it hasn't been topped up.
That's
hey, come here.
2-part paw, folks, 2-part paw.
You would always set them up on the counter, just to show that it's setting, to let people know. And there was always the odd time where you'd have your pint sitting on the counter, you'd turn your back, and there's someone it's like, no. They're like, but, and you're like, no, you have to top it up. It's just how Guinness is.
Where were they from?
Everywhere. Not Ireland anyway.
That always, no matter how many times it ever happened, I always got a giggle out of it. But you be that busy sometimes, you're like, you're all right. They don't know the difference anyway.
Sure, they actually walk away and drink that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've seen it many times. Yeah, they say, the barman's ignored me. You know what I mean? That 3/4 of the pint is full. Barman turns around and they say,
But Irish people would never let that happen.
Yeah, we're two Dubliners, both tour guides, and obviously now with this whole global pandemic crack,
Ex-tour guides.
Nobody here. For the time being. And we're going to basically put together a wee video series showcasing what we'd normally do around this time of year, bringing people around Ireland, showing what we think people should be seeing.
What we'd recommend people to do. Instead of going to the hotspots.
Bit of history along the way, bit of lore, bit of crack, dropping a bit of knowledge and whatnot, and also showing you some interesting scenes and characters. First episode we're going to be doing on something we know very well, which of course is Dublin pubs. There's about 750 of them in the county, so we won't be going to all of them, but we're going to be hand selecting a few that we know and that we like. Pointing everyone. Temple Bar's up the road a bit. There's about 10% of Dublin's pubs located in that area, but as locals we kind of like to get out of Temple Bar.
It's good fun, but it's not real. You want something authentic? We can show you that. They tell old Irish stories with background to music. Someone playing the fiddle, banjo, tin whistle. It's really nice. Very relaxed. It's like getting teleported back in time. Between the two of us, we'll be able to show you around, tell you where to go, where not to go, and when you get there, what to do.
A very common thing in Ireland, if you go in and you ask a barman or a bar person, and you ask them for a pint, what would that normally mean to you?
The black stuff, always. A pint of Guinness. Have a pint. How would you keep your seat in the pub?
Say to the barman, also put a little coaster on top of your pint.
A beer mat on top of your pint works wonders.
Beer mat on top of the pint every time.
The stag that's in it, that stuffed the stag's head, was the last stag to be shot in the Phoenix Park in 1903 to fish.
No.
Because they're cold nowadays for different reasons, but to go out hunting, that was the last one, and it's stuffed up in the wall.
2016, we commemorated 100 years from the rebellion, and we had these proclamations popping up all over the city. Just a few lines. Even the first line we were looking at Irish men and Irish women, which is kind of poignant because women didn't have the right to vote back in 1916.
Women didn't even have the right to drink in this pub. So
didn't have the right to drink. We're talking about
the
snobs.
What I love about this place is it's literally right there on Delair Street.
Throw a stone.
The palace is jammers full of tourists at the start of Temple Bar, and then everyone comes in here, tourist-wise. You just walk straight past it. It's a Dublin pub. It's famous for its whiskey, and here we are in a little side snug, tiny. What is a snug? A lot of people would know. A snug is a little cornered off area in a bar, a partition up, offside, and this is where women would have been allowed, tolerated, if you want to say, to have a drinking establishment. Of course, accompanied by their partner, by their husband, and generally on the weekends and Sundays, And it's famous for pints. It's the first pub that women ever had a beer in Dublin, reportedly, from all the research I've done and talking, asking the bar staff and whatnot. So you have all the tourists walking by, looking down the lane, they see people gathering. The pubs, not only do you have good entertainment inside, but the Dame Tavern here does. The Stags, food during the day, but it's a real Victorian pub, beautiful inside, nice place for a chat.
I would have been known a few years ago. No, not the round dodger.
You were?
Not the round dodger, but the bad point. The odd time would be the bad point, If you had a few too many sherries, what we call...
Sherry? What? The name of Jesus are you in it?
Sherries. Right, sherries.
drinking. And you had too many, but you didn't want to say it to anybody. You didn't, well, there's a very famous saying, the Irish exit. You don't say goodbye to anyone.
But do you do that? I never liked that.
I've done it once or twice. Right?
I've done it, but I never liked it. I never liked it when I was out with someone and they did it. Then you're worried, where's one of my friends? You'd be worried about it.
Put yourself on the line here. Throw me hands up and saying, yeah, I have done it, right? I had a reputation for it. Once for a little period of time. But it was always, well, the first time you'd blame it on a bad point, right?
You do entertainment upstairs, comedy downstairs, a real mishmash, a lot of stuff going on. And then people congregate outside. The odd time you get a few buskers around. They're not always good, but with a crowd, someone always joins in. Isn't it crack? Well, like simply, an Irish goodbye is basically leaving without telling anybody. And yeah, I don't like it at all. But you have to think reasons why people do it.
Sometimes it's got to be done.
It has to be done.
Sometimes it's got to be done.
I don't know if it has to be done. Yeah, there's a little secret drinking room in this pub.
Which? In the Dame Tavern?
Yeah.
Is it so secret you can't mention it?
No.
So, like, you know, because I'd be bringing people out to pubs, like visitors that are coming to Ireland or whatever, and obviously you're on work the next day, but they're not, they're on holidays. So they'd be egging you on, and this is even like a scenario with your friends and you're on work the next day, whatever it might be, and they're egging you on at another point. You're trying in your mind, but you don't want to come across as, well, you know, I got to work tomorrow.
There's a door there. That's a side door. Again, the Jack's, the stairway facing the front. Go straight up there. You have to sit in the upstairs.
Oh, I have
There's like a
seen people
fucking
in there
blast
actually.
from the past. There's no bar. It's just small seats all around, little tables.
You're right, because I remember seeing people in that window, you know, when it's really kicking
Take it
off.
easy.
Good man, get it into you. Thirsty work. Go on and try and entice you to stay. So the best thing in that scenario is what we call an Irish goodbye. You just don't say anything to anyone.
Houdini, off you go.
Houdini, smoke bomb, out the back door.
Pretend you're going to the Jack's.
And you're gone, out the back. And then if anything happens, you know, you just blame it on the bad point. You know?
Because say in a round, how we order drinks. These are a little expensive for people now, but say people still do it with friends, small groups. We go in, there's 4 people. I'll buy the first one. Our friend Tara over here, the director, the boss, she'll buy the second one. Billy No Mates over there, Visible Man over the third, and then it comes to James. And now he's out the bleeding door and gone, and next thing
No.
back to me.
I need to reframe this, right? Right. There's the dodger of the round.
We move around, we get up, we go get your own drink.
Yeah.
You know, there's a little bit more social element. And I suppose in Ireland it's normal, I'm not even talking about the pubs here, but it's normal to talk to people you don't know. It's very normal for someone to walk by, come with us doing this, and we'll have a little laugh.
From today starting drink.
Yes, you know it, buddy. Irish goodbye is one thing. I'm thinking what could lead people up to that is when you're in a round, right? And everybody's buying their round, and then James comes in.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm not fucking. So, you're in a round, everybody's drinking, and people get a little too drunk. Because we drink to the fastest person's pace. Because unfortunately, in Ireland, not everybody, things are changing, but it is a general rule. If you're in a round, whoever is finishing, because you don't have to finish first, it's when you're nearly to the end, the next drink is being bought. You can still have a full pint. You could be 5'2", 1 meter 60, whatever it may be, and you can have a full pint. You're getting bought another one in a round. And people tend to drink fast, and there's peer pressure, and the next thing you know, the ceiling's going upside down, and you're thinking, I have to bounce. I'm negative. And unfortunately, I think that explains it more.
There you go. Now we have it. Yes.
So, at the end of the day, James is a lightweight. My personal opinion, working as a tour guide, being in the States, a lot of their establishments are based around food. Similar to mainland Europe, you go somewhere with your friends, it's table service. Here, we never had that. Food is very new. We're talking about 30 years, other than toasted sandwiches and a purple snack bar.
Yeah.
You know, you can have anything you want as long as it's ham, cheese, onion, tomato, or any variety in between.
Yeah.
That's it.
Scampi fries, bacon
Scampi,
fries.
bacon. You know, that was us for a meal in a pub. It was about the drinking.
So now you worked in the bar trade for a few years.
Yeah.
What kind of annoys you? You know what I mean? If you get like
Loads of things, man.
Not just in life.
Yeah, everything. What would be annoying is someone coming up, it doesn't matter what age you are, a busier bar, DJ on, music, but it doesn't matter. And they come up and they order a drink with 7 or 8 different things in it. And you're busy, 3 deep, 2 deep, 4 deep at the bar, whatever it is. And as they're telling you, you're probably finishing off a drink, serving someone else. And they're saying, have 4 pints of Heineken, 2 vodkas and Coke. And then they say, and the Guinness. It's just like, yeah, that gets me. We're on camera, so I don't want to tell you what I think really. I don't want to tell you what I call it.
I'm assuming they call it bonobos, because that's what I call it.
Bonobo. Bonobo is a type of chimpanzee.
Is it? We're in what I was calling bonobos, but I am sitting corrected here. How do you pronounce it?
Bonobo.
Bonobo.
It's a type of chimpanzee. I think they call it that because half the customers look like it. The one thing I love about these bars that's popped up over the last, say, 5 to 10 years is the look at choice. Like, look at this in front of us here. There's 26 different taps. No, nothing doubled. It's unusual to see Guinness not just on its own. You wouldn't get that in an old school bar. Just having a little count here as we're sitting. There's 100 different beers and to choose from. 30 on draft altogether. And then the rest is bottles of cans. So you'll definitely find something to please everybody.
Yeah.
So I reckon, I don't know, I start that end and you start that. We meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle. See how long it gets. What do you call me? Huge selection of whiskies. Lots of really nice craft beers. All the mainstream beers as well you can think of. And yeah, I think it's a great vibe in here when you come in.
Especially the beer garden.
Beer gardens, savage. Big selection of whiskies there.
What would be your favourite one there that you're looking at?
Personally, my favourite, I actually like the Black Barrel Jameson.
I just like standard Jameson. I like Powers. The Redbreast 12. For €12 whiskey, it's quite cheap. Average price you get it for about €8, $8.50. And the easy peasy, lovely whiskies to go down. You can put it on your cornflakes. It's that smooth is the Green Spot.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
It's very easy.
A bit too easy.
A bit too easy. You put a bit of ice in it, it completely changes it. It's like whiskey. Do you know a fact about a bonobo? Apart from human beings, dolphins, bonobos are the only other animal that can get a beat. You only sit there and you tap your hands to a beat. Not many animals can do that. Human beings, dolphins and bonobos, that's it.
What I picked out there was the Method to Madness. And this is Middleton's.
Hopefully that's going to be us at the end of this video.
Well, it's kind of Middleton's entry-level whiskey, which they brought out a few years ago. So instead of paying mad money for a normal Middleton, you can get their kind of entry-level. But I think it's really, really tasty. It's all different kind of infused flavours, kind of fruity flavours and spicy flavours and stuff. So yeah, if you're in here, definitely I'd recommend one of those bad boys.
I never have. Have you ever tried a Middleton?
Yeah. I've never bought one. I've had one bought for me.
Fair enough.
But
€22 on average, I think.
I don't know if I go that crazy, you know. I think there's whiskies just as nice for cheaper.
I think so. Here we are in Coke Lane in Smithfield. We're just walking by. We said, why not? We come in. Frank Ryan's, great spot, traditional pub, but doing pizzas out here at the back in the evening.
Yeah, Coke Lane pizza.
Cool table. And then towards the evenings, you can't beat it. I think that's 15, 20 years now. They have a cool little blues night on.
That's right.
With a 3-piece band. Great name, 3-piece. It's left, right and centre. And it caters, I'd say more of a mature group, but say 30 to 70. And the place does be hopping. Out here does be full. And it's a dark, old school sort of pub. And yeah, it's still a test of time considering the change that's happened here in the area. And there's a nice little venue here behind us. Voodoo Lounge has changed a bit over a few years.
Legendary in the Dublin band scene.
No, we're open at Christmas time. 13th of December. Yeah, so everyone still is surprised when what I found over 3 months in lockdown was that because everyone went for walks and went for their runs and went to do their 5Ks, they were all coming down here and you could see people's face going, I've never seen that before. And we still get it every day, people coming in and going, how long has this been here? Like they'll always drive over to Eastlink and thinking, what's that big red yolk over there. Never seen it before, and then they end up coming in to bar and restaurants. So it's a bit bizarre. Like this area was so like not big. Like 10 years ago, you could see the Tree Arena from just over there.
Forgotten about it.
And now you can't see anything. But the fact that all these businesses were open when we opened, it was massive help.
It's a new lease of life for
Yeah, exactly. So we're still getting people from Indeed coming down. Obviously not from Indeed, because like they're coming from their homes because they were in here 5 nights a week.
I suppose once the Tree Arena starts opening again and doing gigs.
Yeah, we were so unlucky. So 3 or 4 days before we closed, there was I can't remember what concert was on, but we actually had booked a boat to start taking customers from one side to the other, because in fairness, when you want to go to Tree Arena from here, you'd have to actually go up to the Samuel Beckett back down. Or what people don't know is that you can actually walk.
But that is still a bit of a mission.
Yeah, so you got to get over the Canal Lock, up through Ringsend, up through Fisherman's Wharf, and then over the East Link. It's still 25 minutes, and that way is 40 minutes.
It's only there. It's a stone's throw.
But we're going to do we're doing a rubber dinghy or a rubber
That's all well and good till someone blub 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 blub.
Yeah. Well, we got plenty of insurance companies asking us a lot of questions. We were about to get it going, and then all of a sudden
you dig a tunnel.
Yeah.
You can dig a tunnel.
Well, there is plans for 2 bridges as well.
Zip line. Zip line.
There's loads of different things you can do. Yeah. Swim. I wouldn't swim in that though.
Frank Ryan's another good hunt. On the other side as well, we have Dice Bar, the New York style dive bar, known for its DJs, a little dingy, and the Gettigans across the way. They've overhauled the whole club and done it up. I didn't know, apparently your man who had the family, the son, he lives in Dubai. He opened up a few bars in Dubai.
I was in the one in Dubai.
I was in
the one in Dubai, yeah.
And that's all based on that little one there in Bourne Street of all places.
And the old Regency Hotel also has a McGettigan's now as well. It's all totally done up.
Brilliant.
New bar, yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I forgot everything he told me about these. I'm going to leave it to me palate now. That was the lager. Cornflakes, put that on in the morning.
That's the session.
This is the session, isn't it? Yeah. They're all really smooth, because a lot of these places I find they're very overpowering. What was the last one again?
I mean, the both of us working in tourism, very often always people ask, what's the best pub to go to in Dublin?
It's
the same answer. Same answer. But I'd always say follow your ears, or you know what looks good, what sounds good. Like you said, I could say go to Fibber McGee's around the corner or up the road, great on a Friday night or a Saturday night. You go in and it's a bad band, you know what I mean? So personally, as a Dubliner, I'd kind of walk around, see what's happening. Obviously you'd have your local hunts, you know, are going to be good. But it depends what you're looking for, as you say. If you're looking for music, if you're looking for comedy, if you're looking for trad.
It's a good piece of advice. I'd say the same, but a different way. Don't ever judge a book by its cover. Don't judge it from looking outside. Go in.
Yeah.
Especially for our tourists, or people aren't know the area, because you can look outside. Oh God, that's not for me. If you walk in, at the back you get seats. There's something else on.
Yeah.
You know.
Could meet the love of your life.
Jesus, we've only had one big can.
Take me home.
Good.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Give us a slap. Old school, no food, bar one side, lounge. And this fella came in, it was an afternoon. And he came in, walked up to the counter and tried to get his face, but he had too much on him. And I was never going to argue with him, didn't know him, and I said, sorry, you have enough, not today. And that was it, point blank. So he walked out, but he was too drunk, wobbly, and in that area, you kind of knew everybody, and like, what are you doing this drunk at that time of the day? Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm in the lounge part, and it's connected to the bar through a hatch in the wall. And I go into the bar, 30 seconds later, the same guy comes in to the bar, walks up, and he goes, hey, I'd like to get this place. And I said, You're not getting a drink, you've too much on you. And without skipping a beat, he goes, do you work in all the pubs? And he fucking walks out.
Everyone in all. Oh God, here we go.
So do you get recognised often, James?
All the time, man. Justin Timberlake.
Billy no mates, having a few pints here in the pub by myself. Load of bollocks.
My favourite trick all the time for people in a pub when you go up and give them a pint is this. See, people do that. See, people do that. It's from Morton as a tour guide with tourists, but especially Americans, and the questions and whatnot about.
I'm ringing as well. I'm not fucking phoning with daddy.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks very much, man. I know, finish it, James. So you're in a pub, and you're fucking little aggressively throw a fucking name at someone. And this is where you see the disclaimer come up right now. And they tour it, look at you, you go, no fucking true that. There it is, right there. Subscribe. Fucking singing this now for 2 minutes. No common sense. Common sense is not that common. And very, very quickly, where they can drink what they wanted and where they want. It's brilliant. Fuck Sarah, man, I don't know. I don't believe no. Sludgy.
Slunge Makara. Yeah, and I suppose that's the kind of idea of these videos here, is to show local people as well as people from abroad the inside into Dublin and into Ireland eventually.
Irish people, how many times?
Having the crack.